Following through on the ideas that come from within you is a very important discipline you need to cultivate within yourself. The reason for that is because the prerequisite to your frequency materializing is the amount of conviction you can pour into that frequency. And a conviction is just a high level of faith. It's the highest level of faith. It's a knowing. It's not a believing, but it's a knowing. That's the difference between conviction and what people call faith. Conviction is you knowing. And when you know, it sets you up for the highest level of expectation, where if what you know to be true doesn't come into fruition, or what you know to be true isn't true physically, objectively with your eyes, you'll be very disappointed, to the point where it will be traumatic for you. You know what I'm saying? That's how high of a level faith is when you have conviction. And the reason we need conviction to materialize our frequency is because you're a placebo. And what I mean by that is anything you say or believe or know to be true will be true for you. You make things real. Your mind, it makes things real. That's what I mean by you're a placebo. Whether you're expecting good or you're expecting bad, whatever you expect, you will experience it. Because of the simple fact that you're a placebo. You are the one that is attracting to you whatever you're holding in your mind. Whatever you're declaring yourself to be, whatever you declare the world to be like in your mind is going to make it real. Your mind literally has a filtering system in its brain. In the brain, there's literally a filtering system that filters in to prove what you're thinking. It essentially proves what the thinker is thinking. It's the same system that whenever you buy a new car, your family gets a new car, you start to see that same car everywhere else. That's the same system in place. So you're a placebo, right? And in order for us to attract what we want, we have to have that high level of faith that it's ours already, that God will sort it out, that you can get yourself there. To go back to the main point of you being able to follow through on your ideas, when you cultivate a level of self-mastery, self-discipline, you're following through on things you should be doing, and you're not doing the things that you shouldn't be doing, right? When you can discipline yourself, when you can master yourself, you've mastered reality, because there's no separation between you and your physical reality. You're one. Your reality is merely reflecting what's being generated within yourself. And if you can't master yourself, if you can't master yourself or discipline yourself, how can you discipline your reality? So you need to be able to discipline yourself, follow through on the things that you should be doing, and don't do the things that you shouldn't be doing. The reason that we need to instill discipline in ourselves is so we can build up our self-trust. Because we're always watching, our mind keeps score. If your mind is keeping score, that means it's always, let's say it's putting in tallies, for every time you follow through, it will raise your level of self-trust, therefore raising your mind's power in itself, in the sense that your mind will start to trust itself more and more and more the more you stay disciplined. And the less you stay disciplined, your mind will start to see that as, oh, I can't trust myself. You start to think you can't trust yourself, literally. Like, you can't trust yourself, you can't follow through on your word. And if you can't follow through on your word, because your word is law, you are the law of the universe, you are God. You and God are one. If you can't trust yourself, that means you can't trust God. The way you see yourself is how you see God. And how you see God, or how you see yourself, is how God is going to treat you. It says in the 40 Hadith Qudsi, Allah says, my servant sees me as I see. Allah says, I am as my servant sees me. It's saying that God will take shape of whatever you believe you are, because God is within you. You are merely a vessel that contains God. Think of it as the kingdom of heaven is within you, and whatever shape you take is the shape the kingdom of heaven will take, and the amount of space that God will take is always going to fulfill what is held in our mind, what we're praying for, our mental declarations. And if we're mentally declaring all the time that, you know, we can't follow through on this, we can't get to this on our own, just things like that, like, God is going to prove you right, you know what I'm saying? So you need to build up that discipline, you need to start disciplining yourself, build up that self-trust, in turn building up that conviction for you to be able to fuel the frequency that you're occupying so that it can materialize outside of you. And if you're wondering how to stay disciplined, you're gonna have to just do it, bro. Like, whatever choice do you have at this point, you just have to. And I think people don't realize that all it is really just a choice. Even what you choose to believe in, it's a choice. Who you choose to be, it's a choice. You can choose to let go of the things that you know don't align with who you want to be. You can move towards the people, places, circumstances that you know is more reflective of who you want to be. You can do the things that are more reflective of who you want to be. It's all just a simple choice. It's all just a simple, pivotal thinking. Pivotal thinking in the sense that you pivot from the point of who you want to be, not who you currently are. So what would the higher version of myself do? What would the successful version of myself do? And then you act on it, literally, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if it seems unconventional. You have to follow through, you have to trust yourself. What other choice do you have? You're the one you are God, you're literally God, you are reality, you're the one that's getting you. You're the one that's making things real in the first place. You're getting yourself to the point that you hope to be at. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Depending on if I got that Bible verse correct or not, I'll leave that in the video. But yeah. Like if you made it this far, subscribe if you want to hear more. Stay blessed.